Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cover the Spread here for Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. And hey, if you're new to Cover the Spread, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here joining us on the Wednesday action. Hey, we got a couple on the college football slate for you. We got one MLB in the ALCS rolling here on a Wednesday. So 3 plays we're going to look at for you. And hey, if you're new to Cover the Spread, though, make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up as well. Greatly appreciated. And hey, let us know what your favorite plays of the day in the comments section below are. And as we always do, we'll get to the cappers to see how they're doing. And then we'll get right to the 3 we got for you here on the Wednesday. Head on over to Vegas Al to get us started. How are you doing here, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Football's starting to heat up. We got football every day now, so best time of the year.
Definitely love this time of year. Lots of sports action. We even have some NBA back for us in about a week, actually. When you look at it, the 21st, the NBA is back. So, hey, 1 week, we'll see some NBA action. We'll mix a little of that in there as we go along, too, depending on what's on the slate. Hey, head on over to Ninos. How are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, speaking of that football, we're coming off a pretty good weekend there, but unfortunately dropped our Monday nighter there with the Bills early. They just fell behind early and couldn't come back. But hey, we're already looking forward to this football every day to bounce back here on Tuesday. As I mentioned yesterday, wish I could have shared some baseball with everyone on that Dodgers play. Unfortunately, we didn't have much information on that game at the time. Somebody likes the dog. And but hey, we're definitely looking at some baseball today, and only 2 of college football games on the schedule anyway. So hey, they made it easy for us here.
All right, dogs are barking too. Never a bad thing sometimes in sports. The dogs are barking. So hey, without further ado, let's get it going here in this matchup. And first one we got on the slate, we got Delaware heading into Jacksonville State to take on the Gamecocks here. You look at the Gamecocks off to a 3-3 start, taking on Delaware. The Blue Hens off to a nice 3-2 start this season, rolling along. Both these teams having not bad starts considering Jacksonville State with the departure of the coach there in that one. Charles Kelly coming in, taking over the duties there. And you got to remember, Jacksonville State only returned 6 guys on starters, 3 on offense, 3 on defense. So being 3-3 at this point, Charles Kelly's got to be happy where his squad is. Ryan Carter rolling along with Delaware. First year for them in this division. Hey, returning 15 starts, you can see why. They've had some pretty good success offensively, moving the ball. And I'm looking at some points here. I think both teams offensively are able to move the ball and score some points. Just a little bit different way that they move the ball. This Jacksonville State squad definitely continue the same kind of concept that Rich Rod had. Love running the ball. They're running the ball for about 5.8 yards per rush. They've got a couple QBs that love to run the ball, so a couple dual threat options. They got a couple running backs that love to run the ball here as well, in Cook, Lando, Paul. Cook being the bulk of the carrying. He's averaging 5.9 yards per rush in his carries. He's got 7 touchdowns. So I expect Jacksonville State to be able to run the ball and put up some points. And this Delaware offense as well, they're going to be able to put up points. I'm focused in on this first half. I see a total at 29 in this first half. You look Delaware first half, all their games this season averaging 18 points a game in that first half. When you look at Jacksonville State in their first halves, they're averaging about 20 points a game here at home, 17 points a game in conference games. Those numbers add up to well into the 30s, high 30s to be that. So almost 10 points of value there for me. I like the over first half. 29 is where I got it at. Take the over. I like this all the way up to like 32, 33. I don't think it gets that high, but take the over first half here. Head on over to Vegas. Al, what do you like here in this matchup?
I'm going to take Delaware minus 2.5 here. 1-1 in conference play so far. First year in the FBS, but they went toe-to-toe with Western Kentucky last time out. That's impressive to me. Western Kentucky's the number 1 team in the Conference USA right now. 3-0 in conference they are. So that's an impressive, though loss, just an impressive showing. And then this quarterback, Nick Minicucci here, 275 yards passing per game. He's in the top 60 here in quarterback rating in the nation. And then you look at the other quarterback for Jacksonville State, Gavin Wimsatt. He's, from Rutgers and Kentucky. He had to transfer in here to Jacksonville State first year with the program, 109th ranked in quarterback rating in the nation. I just think there's a slight advantage there with the Delaware offense as well. 37 points per game this Jacksonville State defense is giving up if you take out that Murray State blowout win that they have there if you look at their schedule. I just think Delaware is going to be a little bit too much. Again, first year in the FBS, and I think they want to make a name for themselves here. So I'll take Delaware minus 2.5.
Heading on over to Ninos. What do you like here in this one?
Yeah, I definitely agree that we're going to see a lot of scoring here. And if you like this one, again, the 30s at the half, I'm going to look at this whole game here. We got Jacksonville State 4-2 the over on the season. Delaware. This may be a little concerning of a stat for some, but I'm not too worried about it. They're 3-1 the under with a push. But as Rodd was mentioning, and Al likes them to win this game outright. This is a team that can still put some points on the board. They're averaging 29.6 points per game, including a 31-7 loss at Colorado. So I think they'll be able to get their offense going. And I think we get over this 57.5 for the full game here.
Hey, that wraps up the first game we got on the slate. Let's head on over to game number 2, where we got the UTEP Miners heading into Sam Houston to take on the Bearcats here in this one. Bearcats still looking for their first win, but can we get it here? Vegas Al's game. He's going to get us going here in this matchup. Who do you got?
Yeah, so we got the 0-6 Sam Houston University here, Sam Houston State University versus UTEP, who's also 1-5. I actually do think Sam Houston State gets their first win here. I can just tell you to take the +3, though, at home. I like that a lot. At the end of the day, I do think we have a slight quarterback advantage here. Malachi Nelson is 135th in QBR. That's second to last. There's 136 teams here in the country here. He's 135th in quarterback rating. Hunter Watson's not so far ahead of him here. 122nd in the nation in quarterback rating. So you got two passers that are struggling to get the ball moving through the air, but I do think Hunter Watson at least gives you some running capabilities here. Dual threat type quarterback he is. This matchup last year, he actually had some success through the air in a 41-21 win for Sam Houston State. This Sam Houston State team won 10 games last year and have gotten off to an 0-6 start. Last week, almost got their first win against a team we just talked about, Jacksonville State. Only lost by 2 points there. Went down to regulation. Jacksonville State got a field goal there at the end. I think this Sam Houston State team bites down on the mouthpiece and they get themselves a win here at home. But just take the +3.
Heading on over to Ninos. What do you like here in this matchup?
Yeah, I'll look at another total here. Look at an earlier one, though. Sam Houston is coming in at 4-2 the over. UTEP 4-2 to the under. This is a pretty low total here, posted at 47.5. But I'm going to go even lower than that. Look at just the first quarter here. And I'm seeing a 10 right now, even money. And again, so that under 10 is juiced. And I wouldn't be shocked to see some 9.5s pop up here. And as soon as we see that, I will be firing on the over 9.5 here. And even if it does stay at 10 here, especially at even money, not laying any juice, I can't hate that either. But I think there's a bigger chance of a push there, obviously at 10. But 9.5, all we need is a touchdown in the field goal to get over this number. And I'll be on the over. Whether it's 9.5 or 10 here, I'll be over in the first quarter.
And for me here in this matchup, I'm going to take give me Sam Houston on the money line first half here in this matchup. It's just fading UTEP here in the first half. They've been awful in their conference games in the first half. You know what they're averaging points-wise? Nothing. Awful. No points in the first half. Over the last month, averaging 2.3. You look at the previous game, where they score 3 points in that first half. And when they do that, they score 3 points or less. You fade UTEP the following game. They're 0-5 ATS in that first half. And then when they can't rush the ball for over 100 yards like they did in the last game, they're 1-8 ATS in that first half. I think Sam Houston at home definitely looking for their first win, as Alessandro said. Come out with a little more fire in the belly and run it up. At least get us the first half win. I'll take Sam Houston money line first half here in this matchup.
Quick, there was a common opponent there. Obviously, both of these teams has played University of Texas, and if you look at the scores here, you'll think UTEP, hanging around Texas, winning or losing that game 27-10, and then you see Sam Houston losing that game 55-0. You might look back at that, but there was a whole difference of play calling there for Sarkisian. Sarkisian was real safe against UTEP, and then, of course, the next week, after hearing all the backlash, they play Sam Houston State. They ran up the score on them. I think that would have happened to UTEP as well, so I wouldn't worry too much about that common opponent Texas situation.
Definitely. Hey, that wraps up game 2 we got on the slate for you. Let's head on over to the Diamond for a game 3 of the ALCS. Ninos' game. We got the Blue Jays into Seattle to take on the Mariners. What do you got for us?
Well, I know one guy that'll be rooting for this pick over there. But I'm looking at the here, as you mentioned, Blue Jays sending Shane Bieber to the mound, facing off against George Kirby here. They'll be in Seattle for this one. Obviously, it's been a rough start here for the Blue Jays in the series, a very disappointing start, especially in game 1. I thought it was one I really expect them to come out strong in. They had the rest advantage. I thought they had a nice pitching edge in that one as well. But yeah, just Seattle, I guess you got to tip your cap to them. They have been playing some pretty good baseball here late. And especially in this last meeting between the two, we saw the Blue Jays bullpen struggling a little bit. So I guess I will give the edge to this Mariners bullpen here, try to keep them out of my pick for this one. And I just think the Blue Jays got to show some life here, come out and, they obviously I don't think they're just going to come out here and give up, right? Say, oh, we're down 0-2. There's no way we're coming back. No, they're going to come out here and give it their best shot, and I expect them to get off to a good start here. Yeah, still without Bo Bichette in the lineup, but still enough firepower here on this offense to get us off to a good start. And maybe more importantly here, we may not even need any offense here for this pick. And we need this Shane Bieber, who hasn't been his sharpest always through the season and has not been perfect in the postseason either. But again, if he comes out here with a strong start, I think, again, we won't need any offense. I'll take the Blue Jays here. You could go for some plus money in the first 5, but I'll just take the half run with Toronto in the first 5 innings here.
Head on over to Vegas. Al, who do you like here in this matchup?
Well, I'm going to go to a prop here in this matchup. There was plenty of guys I could have chose from this Blue Jays lineup. Obviously, George Springer, Alejandro Kirk, all have good numbers here. But I'm going to go to the best player here, the main guy on this team, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 375 batting average here in this postseason and 3 bombs. He's starting to step up and act like a real franchise player here for the Blue Jays. And, 2 for 9 versus George Kirby. Not a lot of at-bats, but I think he can get a hit over George Kirby. The prop I'm going to go to for Vladdy Jr. here, I'm going to take the over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I think at worst I see Kirby walking him, and like I just mentioned, the rest of this Blue Jays lineup can drive him in, and also I can see him hitting a home run or something or getting a base hit. So I like the over 1.5 at minus 122. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs for Vladimir Guerrero.
Well, we need him to hit and score some runs and drive it in. He just missed in on smashing some runs in that last game, which probably would have made a difference if the Blue Jays, after coming back 3-3, and if they could have got to that lead and taken the lead over Seattle, I think it would have been a different story. But he just didn't get that clutch hit, did Vladdy. So he'll be looking for a bounce back. This whole Blue Jays squad, though, against Seattle, you look what they've been doing this year. The road team is 6-0 straight up. You have to go back a little farther, and the road team's 7-0 head-to-head when these two teams get at it. So Blue Jays no stranger to coming into Seattle and getting them wins. They've done it earlier this season, and as you alluded to, Bieber's going to have himself a good start. Well, you look in his career versus AL West opponent, he's 17-2 to the under, where his team scores an average into the 3 range, where the opponents are held to 2 runs or less in those 19 starts. So an under might not be a bad way here. But for me, I'm taking the Blue Jays. What have they done all season long following a home loss to boot by 6 runs or more? They've bounced back big. 6-0 in this spot, all these Blue Jays following a home loss of 6 or more runs. So when they get beat down, they usually step it up. And I think they step it up here on the spot. You can take the Blue Jays on the money line, but I'm taking the reverse money. Give me the I want the reverse line here in this one. I'm taking the Blue Jays minus the 1.5 at a big plus price. I think they come into Seattle and whoop it up on Seattle and easily win this one by 2+. Right from the start, you get Ninos' first 5, and then the Blue Jays just take off and leave a no doubter in this one for game 3. Take the Blue Jays on the minus 1.5.
Close to plus 200 for that one.
Yeah, love it. That's where we're going.
Yeah, bomb as well.
Yeah. Don't parlay it up though.
Yeah.
Hey, that wraps up the sports action here on Wednesday. Hey, looking forward to it. Should be a good one. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about the 3 games we covered here today. And then we'll do a quick little recap for you. First game we looked at, we got Delaware taking on Jacksonville State. I love the over first half here in this one. Grab the over 29. Next game we looked at, we got UTEP taking on Sam Houston. Vegas Al's game, he says grab Sam Houston here in this matchup. Ninos' game, he says grab the Blue Jays. Come on, hot and grab that first 5 win. He says grab the plus half a run there with the Blue Jays in the first 5. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Just having a great hump day to remember. And do what we always do, and that is cover the spread.